Hi, welcome to the quiz. You can answer along on quizalto.com, all for free. The exact URL of this quiz will be in the notes down below. Let's get started. Good luck. What is one of the key use cases of AWS CodeArtifact? Hosting dynamic web applications. Creating virtual private networks. Storing internal software libraries. Managing large datasets. A key use case of AWS CodeArtifact is storing internal software libraries that can be shared and reused across different teams and projects. How does AWS CodeArtifact support disaster recovery? Through cross-region replication. By setting up EC2 instances. By using AWS Backup. By taking snapshots. AWS CodeArtifact supports disaster recovery through cross-region replication, ensuring that packages are available even if a region goes down. What is the purpose of a repository endpoint in AWS CodeArtifact? To manage IAM roles. To generate cost reports. To monitor repository health. To provide a URL for accessing the repository. A repository endpoint in AWS CodeArtifact provides a URL through which clients can access the repository to upload or download packages. What is the advantage of using AWS CodeArtifact over hosting packages on a local server? Custom hardware options. Scalability and managed infrastructure. Lower latency. Faster local access. AWS CodeArtifact offers scalability and managed infrastructure, reducing the overhead of maintaining a local server for hosting packages. What is one of the key benefits of using AWS CodeArtifact? Integrated social media sharing. Built-in data analytics. Centralized storage for all your software packages. Automatic code refactoring. AWS CodeArtifact provides a centralized storage location for all your software packages, making it easier to manage dependencies and share packages across teams. What is required to create a new AWS CodeArtifact repository? An S3 bucket. A Lambda function. A CloudFormation stack. A domain. To create a new AWS CodeArtifact repository, you must first have a domain set up, which acts as a namespace for the repository. What feature does AWS CodeArtifact offer for package consistency? Package version pinning. High availability zones. Data encryption at rest. Auto-scaling groups. AWS CodeArtifact supports package version pinning, ensuring that the same version of a package is used across different environments. Which AWS service can be integrated with AWS CodeArtifact for CI/CD pipelines? Amazon Athena. AWS CloudTrail. AWS CloudFormation. AWS CodePipeline. AWS CodePipeline can be integrated with AWS CodeArtifact to automate the release process of software packages in CI/CD pipelines. How do you revoke access to a package in AWS CodeArtifact? By changing the VPC settings. By stopping the instance. By deleting the package. By updating the repository policy. You can revoke access to a package in AWS CodeArtifact by updating the repository policy to remove permissions for specific users or roles. What does the AWS CodeArtifact login command do? Lists all packages in a repository. Configures the AWS CLI to use a repository. Deletes an existing repository. Creates a new CodeArtifact repository. The AWS CodeArtifact login command configures the AWS CLI to use a specified CodeArtifact repository for package management. What is the retention period for packages in AWS CodeArtifact by default? 90 days. 180 days. Indefinite, until manually deleted. 30 days. By default, packages stored in AWS CodeArtifact are retained indefinitely until they are manually deleted. Which programming languages and package managers are supported by AWS CodeArtifact? JavaScript, Python, Java, .NET. Perl, Haskell, Dart, Erlang. Ruby, PHP, Go, C++. Swift, Rust, Kotlin, Lua. AWS CodeArtifact supports popular programming languages and package managers including JavaScript, Python, Java, and .NET. What is the maximum size for a single package in AWS CodeArtifact? 5 GB. 2 GB. 500 MB. 10 GB. AWS CodeArtifact supports a maximum size of 2 GB for a single package, which accommodates most common software packages. What kind of replication does AWS CodeArtifact provide? Replication to third-party clouds. Replication to local file systems. Cross-region replication for high availability. Replication to on-premises servers. AWS CodeArtifact provides cross-region replication to ensure high availability and redundancy of your packages. Which command is used to list all repositories in an AWS CodeArtifact domain? AWS CodeArtifact describe repositories. AWS CodeArtifact show repositories. AWS CodeArtifact list repositories in domain. AWS CodeArtifact get repositories. The command, AWS CodeArtifact list repositories in domain, is used to list all repositories within a specified AWS CodeArtifact domain. Can AWS CodeArtifact integrate with on-premises build servers? Yes, using AWS CLI or SDK. No, it is not possible. No, it can only integrate with AWS services. Yes, but only using custom scripts. AWS CodeArtifact can integrate with on-premises build servers using the AWS CLI or SDK, enabling seamless package management across environments. How can you monitor the health and performance of your AWS CodeArtifact repositories? Using AWS Fargate. Using Amazon CloudWatch metrics and logs. Using AWS step functions. Using AWS Lambda. You can monitor the health and performance of your AWS CodeArtifact repositories using Amazon CloudWatch metrics and logs. How does AWS CodeArtifact handle package metadata? It requires metadata to be stored separately. It does not support metadata. It stores metadata in a database. It stores metadata along with the package. AWS CodeArtifact stores package metadata along with the package, ensuring that all relevant information is kept together. How can you publish a package to an AWS CodeArtifact repository? By emailing it to an AWS support team. By uploading it to an S3 bucket. By using AWS CloudFormation templates. By using the AWS CLI or a package manager's native commands. You can publish a package to an AWS CodeArtifact repository using the AWS CLI or the native commands of the package manager you are using, such as npm or pip. What is a primary benefit of using AWS CodeArtifact? Building data pipelines. Automatic updates and dependency resolution. Managing DNS records. Running serverless applications. AWS CodeArtifact helps manage dependencies and automatically resolves them, simplifying the software development process. Can AWS CodeArtifact be used with AWS Code Build? No, it requires manual configuration. Yes, but only through third-party tools. No, it is not supported. Yes, it integrates directly. AWS CodeArtifact integrates directly with AWS Code Build, allowing you to easily manage build dependencies. Can AWS CodeArtifact be used to store private packages? Yes, but only for specific package managers. No, it only supports open source packages. No, it only supports public packages. Yes, it supports both public and private packages. AWS CodeArtifact can be used to store private packages, providing secure access and storage for proprietary software. How does AWS CodeArtifact handle package versions? It only supports the latest version of a package. It supports only stable versions of packages. It supports multiple versions of packages. It does not support versioning. AWS CodeArtifact supports multiple versions of packages, allowing developers to work with different versions as needed. How are packages retrieved from AWS CodeArtifact repositories? By manually downloading from the AWS console. Using package manager commands. By FTP transfer. By creating an EC2 instance. Packages are retrieved from AWS CodeArtifact repositories using the standard commands of the respective package managers, such as npm install or pip install. How can you authenticate to AWS CodeArtifact? Using FTP credentials. Using AWS CLI or SDK with temporary credentials. Using SMTP credentials. Using SSH keys. You can authenticate to AWS CodeArtifact using the AWS CLI or SDK with temporary credentials obtained from AWS STS. And that's a wrap. Thanks to everyone who participated. Remember, you can answer along on quizalto.com, where you can keep track of your progress and find much more quizzes. We hope you had a fun and challenging time. Until next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified as soon as we upload. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts or suggestions, and if you think this video is worth sharing with someone who could benefit from it, please forward a link to them. See you next time. Thanks for watching.